Hello, everyone. Welcome to Startup on the Blocks. We're excited to be here tonight, and we're going to ask Dee Dee to come on stage if she's ready, and we're going to get our program started for tonight. Welcome. How's it going? All right.
Great. Glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you here. I've been looking forward to getting you back on, and you've been really busy. I've been noticing you've been participating in all these programs that are going on. Yeah, so I thought it would be good. Yeah, and I thought it would be good to get you on to so people can understand that all these programs and the startup ecosystem is real. Yeah. So go ahead and introduce yourself real quick, and so people know who you are.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Takesha Sanogo, but I go by Dee Dee, and I'm the founder of MyTask, and we are an open source planning solution for busy parents or those who love to plan or get ideas to do things to live their best life. And so we offer planning templates. We also offer planning tools like planners and journals to really help you think about where you want to be and help you get there. So really excited to be here from Bantucola. So what's up, Kukua family?
Yes. I keep forgetting about that. You're from over here. Yeah. So I know your mother knows how to dance. Do you know how to dance?
I didn't get. She's so talented. Shout out to Dance Connection and my beautiful mama, Miss Bell. She is. I tell you what's a funny story, really quick. We all, got grown, got married, had babies, and she was like, I'm driving myself crazy. I got to do something. And so she took a dance lesson. And from there, she was like, I love it. So she fell in love with it. And we've just been so excited to see her do something that she really loves. So.
Yes, that's really, really great. So I'll take a second here to, remind the new folks what Startup on the Blocks is all about. And, and believe it or not, I guess probably like next month, a month from now, will be our anniversary for doing Startup on the Blocks. We've been doing
Wow.
it every week, for almost a year now. So like, I think there was a couple of months, September, we had the storm, so we missed 1 week there. So we only did 3 weeks there. Thanksgiving, we only did 3 weeks, and Christmas, December, we only did 3 weeks. But we've been here every Thursday night since then. So,
congratulations! And it's been amazing. It's been amazing to see you guys along this journey as well.
Yeah, and I think and my motivation is like you have to connect with people and meet people. And the pandemic was going on, and and we still need to network,
right.
and because that's one of the things that hold small businesses back, is not having those connections and not having access to information, access to knowledge and training on how to do stuff. And that's kind of like what we're here for. But so we want people to take advantage of the networking opportunities, and
absolutely,
to kind of move forward. And as a matter of fact, that's how we met, through some networking stuff, right?
I know. I was just thinking about that. We started off together at I-10 Wire.
Yeah, and that's
got to speak.
Yeah.
I was able to speak that day, and I was just like so fascinated with you and Robin both. And I was like, oh, I got to meet them and just hear about, because I was really just starting to get into artificial intelligence and understanding how to use data points to support technology and help us make better decisions. So I was like in awe. So first of all, hats off to your consistency. That's one of the things I really admire about you, Lloyd, is that you have been very consistent and you keep showing up. So I think that for those who are listening in the audience today, we have to give thanks to someone like Lloyd and Robin, who are consistent to bring information to really support our community, grow stronger, get the information that we need, which is one of the things that we lack, network with people, support each other, and just grow,
Yeah, that's exactly right. And yeah, we were at a conference when we met, and it was trying to learn about the startup stuff and learn about all these different things. And by the way, the I-10 Wired, I guess, is coming up again in early October. But are you planning to speak this year?
I believe so. We're working out something. I have another conference the 1st of October, so I'm trying to figure out how that's going to work. But I'm always honored to speak at I-10. It's a great conference. There's always a lot of fascinating people there, and it's just great to see the ecosystem growing. So I always love to be a part of it.
Oh, yeah, that's great. I haven't put in a speaking application yet. I need to do that. I'm pretty sure the deadline may be close. Yeah, and so a lot of the strategies, for example, that conference, they need volunteers. So if you volunteer, you can actually get a free pass, to kind of go to the conference. And if you're a speaker, you also get free pass to go to the conference as well.
Yes. Yes. We also sponsor. My task sponsors a student each year as well.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's fantastic.
I think it's important for our young kids to be present. So we, if you're interested and you're a college student and you want to, they have applications, but reach out to Lloyd and I'll be sure to connect or find me on LinkedIn. But normally they'll give a list and we'll just find someone to sponsor.
Oh, fantastic. That's really admirable of you, Dee. So I'm excited about that. And so that's really, really good. So with Startup on the Block, so we try to, give people opportunity to network, and we try to, give them some useful information, with the training during the second hour, like we're doing now. And, we have different guests and that come on. But one of
Yeah.
the types of guests we have come on is founders like yourself that's actually been out there and done that. And occasionally we like to get our mentors on as well, and then we also like to get our startups on, And so you're actually are a one of our judges for our pitch competition, and you also have agreed to be a mentor. So all of the folks out there that are in our cohort, the summer cohort, that they may want to reach out to you if there's some connection there as well.
Absolutely. I think I've added them to my monthly updates report too, so they could see ways that they could help, or if I can help. So that's an important thing. But we'll get to that.
Okay. Yeah, that's exactly right. And so let's see, I was trying to think. So what we do is, when we do those pitch competitions, when we did our first one, our finalists, we invited those that group to participate in our first pilot cohort. And then when we did the second pitch competition, that's been almost 2 months ago now. It's hard to believe that time is moving so fast. And we decided to do something different with that cohort. We actually invited all the semifinalists to participate in the pilot cohort. Yeah.
Really, I know. I was really impressed. Everyone did such a good job with their pitch. A great group of founders, very diverse group of founders that have like amazing ideas, and I can't wait to see them just increase and grow.
Yeah, and so I'm trying to think of where I heard this, but really, as a startup founder, you pitch your idea before it's actually built, and I think I was listening to your video that one of the times you were on before, and you were talking about, this idea of pitching an idea that's not even built yet, and then getting the support to actually, financial support, mentoring support, in-kind, support to kind of help you build your idea out. And so, like for us with Startup on the Blocks, with the folks that end up in our cohort, we invite them to use some of the tools that I found that were useful with my startup, and one of them was a startup rocket. So it's kind of like a guide path, to building your MVP and documenting it. So you always stay on track. So you kind of know why you made certain decisions, or to do this marketing strategy, or to do this business development strategy. All that stuff is documented. And then, like, when you're building, you have to manage your team. So with the startup rocket, we use that to do that. To do that, and so that's kind of the way we roll to try to help the founders. But with all these opportunities out there for help and support, I just thought it would be good to invite the host group of semifinalists to kind of get involved and start working on their ideas, because all these programs that are out there, if you're not ready for them, they don't, you can't, you lose out.
Yeah, I've felt that before as well. Just as a founder, there's some you gotta be ready, because the programming is there to support you and it's a good baseline, but you have to show up every day and just keep working at it. And sometimes it can be very exhausting, but it's better to do it with support than just have a whole bunch of mess ups, wasting money, and not having a good mentor program to like get you through it. So I've been blessed to have an amazing team around me that I can call on and just pick ideas to, but you got to get started. So got to get the idea out, got to understand your market, all the other things you have to prepare for. It's not just about building something. You quickly learn.
So so what I kind of wanted to do tonight, and we got plenty of time to chat, you went through some of your journey before when you were here, but you've had some interesting. I think the last time we had you on, you had just completed the Google for Black Founders. I think maybe it was, or you just got selected or something.
I think I was just awarded, yes, the funding, and it was because September was when I got it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, because that video we put up today, it was from October sometime. So,
Okay.
something that just got you on. You were talking about the Wakanda. That was pretty
Yes,
good.
it's powerful.
Yeah, and so like that the Google for Black Founders, that they just closed the application for that. I was hoping to get you on before they closed it, just to kind of get people a little bit more motivated. But so can you sort of talk, what benefits you got from going through that program?
Oh, wow. Where do I start?
Yeah.
I'll just give a quick point of reference of when I started. So I've been a founder since 2017, and I started building a software based on my own understanding. I don't know anything about it. I just watched a ton of videos. I was fortunate enough to get involved with the University of South Alabama master's program, who was looking for a project, and they were able to take my just put it into this software. And so the first semester they built it, and I realized that I hadn't asked the customer one question.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I went through this innovation, this NSF grant that really helped me discover customer discovery.
Mm-hmm.
And our goal was to hit as many customers face to face as possible. So I was able to get funding to go through, and then selected as an alpha startup, which is I still have from going through Coalition Conference, which is another place that I met you.
Mm-hmm.
And it was through that time that I started to build up my work. I had demos, and I had been at a conference, and so I applied for Google for Startups, not thinking that I would even get in it, because it was like Google, right? So now here I am, in South Alabama. This is a technology desert. Like no one else is around me. And I get to the place where I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna trust God in this. I feel like I have a good idea. And then I was able to get a video done of me presenting at this conference, which was something that all founders need to do, is kind of build up your portfolio of these places that you've been. And so as I did that, I got selected from the Google for Startups Black Founders Exchange, and that put me in the pipeline. So they gave me a ton of support. It was no funding attached to it, but there was a ton of resources. So I was able to get connected to other Black founders from across the United States. We were very, very close, tight-knit group. We still are very, very close. But I was in the pipeline. So every year we got to go back.
Yeah, so hold on a second, Didi. So like
Sure.
that application for that Black Founders Exchange is open now, and I put the link in the stage. So I'm glad you're talking about it. So definitely. So you basically just said that you made a lot of connections, in that. Yeah.
So I guess what one of the things that I realized that I was missing was like founders who had been through the journey.
Yes.
And like when you're doing it by yourself, it is extremely hard, and the likelihood of you giving up and stopping is very high. So as Will was stating, like networking is a big factor of type of accountability of what you're doing. And then also there's a ton of resources that people have tried that you can get connected to. And so essentially the Founders Exchange kind of kept me motivated, because they sent us to conferences. Like we went to Afrotech twice, and we went to the Google Cloud Conference, and that was the innovation point. So to make a long story short, I was in the pipeline. I had spent a ton of my own personal money building my solution. I had worked full time on my solution for a year, ran out of money, and I was like, okay, I gotta go back to work. It was like, okay, I gotta be a consultant. I gotta find something here, because sometimes it just takes so much time, especially as you're trying to figure things out. And so last year they sent us a note, and they were like, well, we're finally going to approve money for you guys. And because you're in our pipeline, because you keep showing up, then we're only going to have those who are in our pipeline, give them the opportunity to apply. And we have amazing founders in the Black Founders Exchange that are doing amazingly. They're $1 million round raisers, just doing it, amazing. Here's little old me that's been self-funded. I'm not funded by any corporations or anything yet, but I just threw myself in the hat because I had built some traction along the way, and I was just very consistent. So the time that they called me for my second interview, which is like, you made it through the first round, you get to the second round, and then we had Hurricane Sally, and there was no power. I was like,
I remember that.
I was waiting. Like, I didn't hear anything back from Google yet. I wonder who got the grant, because they had closed the application around like August, and it was September. And I was like, I didn't get it. So as the power came back up 4 days later, I checked my email, and I realized that I had a note from the Googler who was reaching out to try to schedule the second interview, but it was on a Friday night, and I couldn't get in touch with anybody. So I was telling my husband, I don't know if I missed my interview, because they scheduled it like on Hurricane Sally's first day here, that, we were totally wiped out. And, I was like, started to worry. And then, so I finally got in touch with my Google representative, and I told her what was happening. And then Jewel she's the head of Google for Startups in North America. She actually she was born in Mobile.
I didn't know that.
And they were saying, we can't get in touch with my task founder. And she was like, oh yeah, you might want to get in touch with her because it was a hurricane. So they made a way for me. They didn't give it to anybody else. They waited for me. I had the interview at the Starbucks. I was literally in my car because we didn't have any power. So I had to use my cell phone, and I was able to get connected, and they went through the interview process. And at the end of that, me telling them my whole pitch and story or whatnot, they said, hey, you were selected. Like, you're going to be getting $50,000. And I was like, what? I was like, $50,000.
Yeah.
And then, it's a struggle, because I probably had like $400 in my business account, and I had like, a big software, because you have to get on the monthly subscriptions, and I was like, oh my God, it's $300 for to hit my account. So I'm like literally down to like nothing, and the money hit my account, and it was the best feeling, because I think from that, knowing how hard it's been as a Black female founder, to try to get funding and try to be seen and noticed for like your amazing software idea, that you just have to keep showing up for yourself and be involved in programs and stay involved in programs like Startup on Blocks, because you just never know when it's your time. And I've been able to really do a lot of work. It's amazing, Lloyd.
Yeah.
What you can do when you have money.
Yeah. So
fast. You can make decisions.
So I never, Yeah, I never heard of anybody doing a pitch in their car and winning $50,000.
They said, and I was thinking I would have to like wait, to hear back after that, but they got all of us like that. They set us up. So, it was a big surprise, but it was the best feeling in the world. And again, I'm a small startup. I have like 3 members on my team, and they're like pro bono.
Yeah.
I don't have a big team, but we show up every day. We keep building our dream. And right now, that's one of the programs that, just to keep an eye out on next year. And I apologize for not getting to you guys sooner, but there are many programs out there. Google is just one, but you have to kind of do a search and find out where they are.
Yeah, and so like, but the point I wanted to make, about that part of your journey. So like you got started, you were doing project planning in your job, and then you decided to do your startup related to project planning, and so after you got, to participate with that NSF grant, and you ended up down at Collision, in New Orleans, and then shortly after that you got into the Black Founders Exchange?
So I did Coalition in March, or let me see, May.
Yeah,
it was in May, and then I got into the program September. So we go back every year. So the application came right after that. Yeah. So I was able to
so like it's sort of like you had got a little rhythm going there. But I think people may not realize, let's say you like the Black Founders Exchange application that's open now, and if you get in there now, and so that, to me, what I saw, and I didn't necessarily hear you say it, but that was literally your connection for Google for Black Founders.
Yeah, that was the connection. Yeah, because what they do in this program is like, so now I'm an alumni, and I was part of cohort 3. And so each year they select 10 founders. And the year that I came back as an alumni, they started to invite all the founders back. So now they took a break last year, and they worked on just alumni during COVID. So we got programming like for a year of just, product market fit, how to do the business development plan. So they were like really focused on content for the stages we were in, which everybody's at a different level. But when they have the application now, which is October 1st, they keep us there for a week. And so they'll divide us from the newbies, the cohort 5. It is going to be cohort 5. And the alumni come back, and then we all share ideas. We, sometimes you get like, because a lot of, for real, like the group that we're in, the founders there are doing amazing stuff. And so you kind of see each other every now and then. We kind of run into each other at a pitch competition, or, but we're such a tight-knit family. We have, Slack groups and WhatsApp groups, and whenever there's an application that comes out for a grant, we're posting it. We're trying to make sure that we know each other's pitch so that we can pitch each other's company for other things. And so that's kind of how close we are. Well, we are very close. And that's how Google has really fit into our ecosystem for Black founders, because I don't think there's a tighter group out there. I don't think, no matter which group, which startup, if it's Amazon or what, there is not a tighter group than the Black Founders Exchange.
Yeah. So that's fantastic. I didn't really know that you actually been going back every year for that. I thought it was just 1 year, and you just did that, went to the place for a week or 5 days, and that was it. But to hear you say it's a recurring thing, just for but sounds like you say that particular opportunity didn't give you any money, but so did you have to pay your own way to North Carolina to spend a week up there?
Never. They always pay for everything. They pay for our hotel. They pay for we just have to pay for our flight to get there. And that's always the thing. And so we pay for our way there. But, for the week they feed us, and usually it was timed during Black Wall Street event. And that was a combined event with the city, which is always so amazing. So we got double programming. And so every year we go back and we do very intense discovery. Some of us make it. There's only a few companies that decided to stop, and do something else.
Mhm.
for the most part, we're all in it still. We're all still developing our startups. So
Yeah.
it's a great
So,
success story.
yeah. So yeah, I agree. And so you got all kind of connections. So a lot of people say, well, I'm not going to go. They're not going to pay me any money, but how can you put a value on all those connections you
Oh
need?
man.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good to get the resources
Yeah.
than to get a check. And I'm not,
Yeah.
money is good, but when you I think for this type of program, when people are so into you and your business and they
Hmm.
make sure that you don't have to go and pay people to do consulting stuff, they bring everybody that we need there.
Hmm.
um the money came because we were ready to get it. I guess that's how it worked. And the range was you get a check for 100,000 or you get a check for 50,000,
Yeah.
depends on where you are in your organization. So who does that, right?
Yeah, and I think the round that just closed, they only advertised $100,000. So like I don't know who they're going to select from it, but it just actually closed for that. But I also wanted to mention. I remember, I don't know if they still do it. Google also has a program for female founders, don't they? And so in that particular program, I imagine it's probably in the $100,000 range as well. Yeah.
Yeah, some of the just to speak on the Black Founder Fund, they
Hmm.
selected, I believe, 76 of us.
Hmm.
They'll be selecting, I believe, another 75, 70. I don't know the a number, but they'll be selecting another group.
They're
Um,
giving 5 million, so so each round,
mhm.
yeah, that's a lot of people.
A lot of people. And
Mhm.
so the amazing thing about the Black Founders Fund, not only did we get 50,000, but we got a $1,500 monthly credit for Google Ads.
Okay,
So
that's
it helps,
fantastic.
right? That's a huge deal. And so I think our allotted was 50,000 for that. And then we got a ton of free software. We got a dedicated Googler to mentor us, like if you had a technology platform. So if
Hmm.
you wanted to utilize any of the Google Suite products, like you had an expert to do that. Like who does that? You can't just be a regular business having access. So that's why it's so important to get involved in these types of programs so that you can have this insight from people who have done it. But if you don't have the expertise and experience, they're there to help you.
Hmm.
So we were assigned Goody Nation. I think you had a member from Goody Nation to come and speak, but Goody Nation is a month, what they say, every week, um, kind of a check-in session. So we have a small group. We meet every Monday, depending on your group. If you're tech enabled tech, if, they kind of broke it out to your business, but you get 10 other founders that you're connecting with. So
Yes.
even
Mhm.
in my small group, I'm able to connect with other founders who help me with shipping, help me understand how to do a partnership contract, because they're talking about it when we do our weekly updates. They're talking about what they've encountered. And then I learn so much. It's like a mini college experience, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for for the Kukua Institute and for our nonprofit we got selected for Goody Nation for the training, education and training. Not,
Amazing.
yeah, and so I've been doing those weekly stand ups and been learning a lot from
Yeah.
it. So yeah, and that's one of the things I tell we got on the list for our founders to do is to I just put it on this checklist today for them to register at Goody Nation,
Hmm.
so they can at least be on the email list, and then when they open it up for more founders, because
Hmm.
they're trying to get a lot of founders
Yeah.
involved in what they're doing, and
Hmm.
so that's one of the ones we definitely want them to do.
Yeah. Joy's amazing. He has such a great contacts there. I've been able to get a lot of business development deals from just the group alone, and also like other funding opportunities.
Yes.
How
That's
well they promote everything.
Oh yeah. So he gave us a heads up that the Google for Black Founders was coming up. You know.
I hope you decided to apply this year.
Oh no, I did. I didn't apply this year for it, but like I've been trying to get us at a solid place with this nonprofit thing, and so I've been applying for the programs for that.
Oh,
And
like SoCal, that's a good one. Are you aware of SoCal?
uh,
Okay.
no, I'm not. I'm not aware of that one. But that's the whole key is getting connected. There's so many programs you can't really take advantage of all
Yeah,
of them.
that's
Yeah.
true. That's
But
true.
it's good to know that they're there. And so what our strategy is with our founders with Startup on the Blocks is it's just to get people to go ahead and apply for these
Mm-hmm,
different things so they can kind of learn what the questions are
mm-hmm,
and learn how to answer the questions. That's really important to kind of move forward because there are some significant opportunities with that kind of stuff. And so I want you also to chat about you got to participate in the G Beta program over, what was that, Huntsville or
Oh,
Birmingham?
Birmingham. Yeah,
Okay,
Bronze Valley Accelerator.
Bronze
Mhm.
Valley Accelerator. So what made you decide to go for that one?
So connection, it was through the Google Black Founder Fund that
Hmm.
I was looking for a Googler in Alabama, and
Hmm.
Michael is like a Google Cloud expert. And I was
Okay.
just kind of going down like what I was looking for. And he made a connection with me and Haley. And I was just kind of, I don't know what it's about in my car. She had called me one day and I pull off the side of the road and I was like, I'm just going to pitch. I was just gonna do my pitch real quick. I don't know how I was in transit, but she was like, "Yeah, can you just tell me a little bit about your company and what you guys are working on?" And so they were preparing to open up their application process, and so I had already spoke to her about what we were doing. So she had an eye on us for a while, and she, being on the email system, you have to kind
Hmm.
of see what these programs deadlines are, and you kind of get a feel of the different seasons, because a lot of pitch season, there's a pitch
Yeah.
season and there's an application season. So so you kind of get used to that as a founder being around. And so I applied, and I still had to do my work. I still had to apply, even though I had, they knew what I was working with, and had saw a demo of my solution and everything. And so yeah, it was so I think they selected 5 of us. It was hundreds of
Hmm.
applicants
Yeah.
that came through, and but I tell you, it was an amazing 6 weeks. An accelerator accelerates. Okay,
Okay.
so
So like
uh,
so like down here with the G Beta program here in Pensacola,
mhm.
they don't give out any money with the G Beta program. Did they do anything with that program up there?
So it was like they wrote checks to the service. This one program, it's called the C Suite. You
Okay.
get like basically 50 hours to these other services that help you build your technology. They help you look for funding, help you create your product roadmap. There's a list of people, and you get like their hours that you charge. So it's not like a check they cut, but the resources. I mean, to
Mhm.
be honest, I found value in the resources.
Yeah.
This
Mhm.
program, the resources was amazing. And then you get like this, you're involved in this other, like they call it the GAN. It's a perks that you
Mhm.
get from being in the program. And the perks were amazing. So like right now I'm doing a ton of shipping. So they were like 75% off of your UPS shipment. And then you get all this, every solution that you can think of.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's money.
Oh,
Now, I
yeah.
don't have to,
Yeah.
credit. Like I don't have to write a check. I mean, like all the services that we need, like a CRM tool that we were looking at, it's going to spend a ton of money on. We got that for free, and it's for like a year. So it's really designed to really help you accelerate your business. And it's a 7-week program, but each week is intense.
Okay. But so like what? So that was virtual, wasn't it?
So yeah, we did virtual, but our
Mhm.
actual pitch was on site. So the last
Okay,
ending
gotcha.
of the program, it was a hybrid pitch. They call it summer pitch night. It was
Okay.
really exciting to get out again and meet my cohort members and
Yeah. Mhm.
get to pitch on stage live. And it was just happy. I was happy to be outside of a freaking Zoom meeting.
Oh, yeah. So, Didi, you've gained a lot of information and knowledge, and so you're sharing it with the Black Founders Exchange, but you're right here local, so we got to get you networking with some of the founders, and so they can kind of learn some of that stuff, that
I love that.
yeah, because it's just so much you learn. It's just and people, these founders are trying to figure out stuff to do, and all these experiences you've had, and that's why it's so important, to kind of see people like you here locally, to kind of help move the needle on this stuff, and I, for me. I can tell people about stuff, but they look at me and say, "Well, he's different or something."
It's always like that, right?
But
It's
so,
happening that way.
yeah, I will tell you a funny story. I don't think I ever told anybody this. So, like when I was doing my interview for the accelerator program for Poland, it was a corporate accelerator, and so there's a big time difference between here and Poland. So they didn't confirm my interview time, and so and it was going to be like 4 o'clock in the morning. So I had set my clock to get up, and then I called to check, and they said, well, no, it's not scheduled. And then all of a sudden at 5 o'clock my phone rang again. I had got back into bed. and the sponsor, the corporate sponsor, wanted to talk to me. I had left my computer up. Yeah, so I literally was giving my pitch in my pajamas and my house coat.
Whatever it takes.
but I got in. I was the only company from the United States that got in, and it was like worth like $45,000. So that was pretty neat.
That's amazing. Well, you did it. Whatever you did work.
Yeah, it was really really funny, but yeah, it's just the opportunities abound, but you have to kind of start learning and working on your idea. And so another point I wanted to bring out with you. So you're married and you have a family. What, you got 4 kids, 3 kids? I can't remember.
3 kids. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and tell us how that has affected your journey.
Well, it definitely does have its opportunities. I come from a corporate background, so I worked in a space where I had a little bit of flexibility, and then my husband also he's an educator, and so he has been, first of all, amazing. I call him my startup spouse. When I started this process, I had to really stop and just kind of talk to him because I just got so fascinated with innovation. And I think I had got to a point in my career, I think I kind of blossomed early. Like I became a director at the age of 33.
Wow.
And I was on my way, to like being vice president. But then like something hit me. I was just, when you gain so much knowledge, sometimes, especially when you you've hit a wall of how work is exciting. And I loved my job. Don't get me wrong. It was very exciting work, but I just didn't, it just wasn't fulfilling anymore. I was like wanting to experiment and learn and try this new technology and figure out how to solve problems for people, and even problems that I was having that no one had really worked on. And so I talked to my husband. I was like, hey, like, I want to start this process. And in fact, when I sent the Google for startup application, I was like, all right, I sent the application out. And it was almost like, this is the beginning of all the things that are about to go down. And with me, working full time. And then I had a year really of working full time, like developing my business, my startup. He's just been supportive, and it's me having small kids. So in 2017, I had 3 kids under the age of 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they were in school. And so I had to be like mom and wife, got the kids to bed, chat with the husband, and then I locked myself in this room from like 9 p.m. to 1 o'clock a.m.
Mm-hmm.
That was my business office hours. And because I was working full time and then having to like develop this, no one tells you, what the hours are. Like, you have to be committed to putting the work in. So I did a lot of that on the front end. You can probably tell, this is my chalkboard wall. So I painted this chalkboard wall behind me first to keep me inspired, but there was a lot of terms I didn't understand about churn and like what is the TAM and the SAM. I had no idea what any of that was. So I would just turn around. I got my chalkboard. I would just write it. I was looking at it all the time. And so my kids have been a big part of this journey with me as well. I have to constantly like share with them like the business model. Like, I talk to them about being a startup founder. Like, I educate them on building generational wealth and why this is important for me to do this. And they get it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll share on the Girl DD podcast. I did a podcast on what it's like building a business with a family.
Yeah.
And my way of really helping other founders, especially female founders, understand how to get support from their family. And then when you don't have support, what that means, because unfortunately society, this isn't favorable of women going out and like being the boss of or big businesses. There's a societal breakdown with where you have to have a place, and sometimes that place is not what many people want to see you. So it's like a determination factor, and that you have to like have ingrained in you that God put me on this earth to build this thing, and it's a burning sensation in your spirit. Like, you can't stop. You gotta keep. I've been at this for years,
Mm-hmm.
and I would not feel fulfilled if I didn't get a chance to. But unfortunately, there are so many women out there that don't have support, that that they're expected to do all the things that are required from a working wife or mom, or even a single mom, that they have such great ideas that they can really help solve really serious problems for society, and they don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get the opportunity to. And so my heart goes out to those women, especially who really wants to start a business and don't know where to start or where to begin. And the first thing is, you just have to believe in yourself. And a lot of that I contribute to being an athlete, and understanding my internal power and knowing how to face adversity and pressure. So I use all of those tools to help me stay focused. And it's not always easy. Like, my husband gets tired too. He's just like, you gotta do another week. Like, and he's there with the kids for a whole week. But, he's checking on me. Like, right before the pitch competition, we always chat, and he always does this corny thing that we laugh about. And it's really amazing to have support. And I give him like so much props for being an understanding husband and giving me the opportunity to chase this dream, and also for my kids. So
it's definitely challenging, from the spouse's side. So you can imagine So like I never know what to expect from Robin, so like, it's kind of it's kind of funny, because startup stuff is hard and it does
Yes.
take time, and so when so like I had been in the accelerator program over in Fort Walton for veterans, and and that was some excellent training, and you got 25 grand, to start building my software, and stuff like that. So that was still, but it was hard work, and it was new to me, and it did take a lot, and so
Yeah.
I know that was really stressful for Robin. And then, like when, but she liked going to stuff like Collision, so that was,
It's
and,
fun, right? And you can
yeah,
see all these solutions and learn
going
stuff
down to
that you
Miami, and stuff like that, to these different things, and so I applied for this thing. So for example, like I got actually applied for a program, another corporate program. Yeah, I think it was in 2018, and it was an international accelerator. It was a mobility thing. So I applied for that and had to pitch the idea to like Avis Budget, British Petroleum, and so I got selected for that, and that was, when I went to that kickoff meeting, and I was just had to attend the kickoff meeting, and then BP, British Petroleum, was briefing, what the future they have, um, with autonomous vehicles, electric vehicles, and to see my company's name up there on their slides, it was pretty amazing.
No.
Yeah, and yeah, so had to do a little short pitch about the pilot that we were doing, and then when it came time to talk to the Avis Budget and the people about the actual pilot. And so I'm sitting down to the table, and then there's like probably 16 other people sitting at the table, and they're all listening.
I know you were like,
yeah. It was cute. It was cute, but that was a good experience. But so like, we were, like, I don't think it was maybe like one or two other U.S. companies in that accelerator program, and so it was pretty amazing. But it was the Wild Wild West, because there was no structure to it. You just had to connect with your corporate person and move forward. And then I got a chance to go over to for the demo night. Had to go to London to do the demo. Can you imagine?
oh wow! Like, I want to get into one of those accelerators.
Yeah, and then but like so that was pretty neat. And then when I got selected for the one in Poland, this was what I was reading. I started talking about this was, so I was going to have to tell Robin, because I applied for it on the last day of the thing, and then 2 weeks later I was doing my second interview, and then they wanted me to be in Poland a month later.
Oh my gosh!
And
that was a long accelerator, wasn't it? Yeah,
huh?
6 weeks. How long was that accelerator?
Well, it's so like it was so it was kind of interesting. So we had to go over for a week and a half to 2 weeks to get our companies set up, and so they paid for us to come over to get our companies set up, and then the program itself was I think about 12 weeks, and then we had our demo day was at a conference that was the following week. And so that's kind of how that went. But I was afraid that Robin was going to kick me out of the house when I told her.
I know, because I guess what they don't tell you when they think, being a startup founder is like cool and sexy, it definitely impacts the family. The family, I think, kind of like even just being like the president of the United States, your family is also a part of it. They probably can pitch your company. They, know about the ins and outs. And my husband, and I had to teach him a lot. He's not like a technology wired person,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had to like teach him like some of the terminology of like, what is it? What does that mean? But he slowly got a better understanding of it. But it's stressful, and honestly, it's enough to make you not want to do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't realize what the time commitment is, and you're responsible for, like, you still have to show up for your family. You can't just be like, lock yourself into a room until you figure it out. You still have to show up and be part of the family. So
Yeah.
it's just a balance. It's a balance. And, but
Yeah,
I don't
it most certainly is. But yeah, but Robin was excited about the Poland thing. So she got to come over,
okay.
for a couple of weeks, and she got to tell everybody that her husband was in Poland.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I'm gonna be bragging too. Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
but so we have some female founders that have families. But one of the things I've been struggling with, one of our female founders, I've been struggling to get her engaged in, and so and she's making money, and I thought she was perfect for something like Google for Black founders, because she had revenue, and all she needs to do now is just learn the startup speak, these terms, and how to communicate in these terms. And so can you imagine, you're already making money, you're good, excited about you making money, but then when you get involved in this startup stuff, it's not about making, hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's about making tens of millions of dollars, and it's hard to get people to think that there is a difference, like you can actually get help to figure out how to turn
That's how to scale your business.
And
and if she even got $1 for selling something, like, that's an amazing accomplishment. If somebody actually pays you.
And so we got another. So that was Santia hair, with the hair care stuff. She's got her own hair care stuff, but it's hard for her to kind of understand the opportunities she has to instead of making hundreds of thousands, she can make tens of millions of dollars just by getting the support from these programs. And like, so we got another founder. He's doing some internet stuff, and he's onboarding a few customers. He's got traction. So it's just a matter of him fine tuning stuff and taking advantage of this thing. But sometimes these founders that have traditional businesses, and then they work on trying to build something that scales. It's a little tricky for them, but it's literally worth the time, and it's just how you communicate what you're doing.
Yeah, because you're as far as scaling a company, like, it's different problems that you're faced with. Like, you make it $10,000 than $100,000 and $1 million, because product, especially if it's a product or a service. If you're providing a service, your internet, like your bandwidth, like having to be able to have enough bandwidth so that your customers can not crash your website is a scale problem. Or even products, like if you have to do a ton of shipping, like how are you setting up your distribution so that you can get products out? Because the more product requests you have, the more capital is to maintain it. And then how is your setup? So those are things you get with programs to like help you scale your business, and then find other business development opportunities to go after a corporate partner, or even organizations that could utilize your service or your product.
Yeah. So we got just a couple of minutes here left, and so I think for the founders that are out there that are working on this startup, and there's several of you out there working on your stuff, and so it's a matter of digging in deep in the startup stuff, and actually learning the terminology. And the only way to me, you do the training, and so we have people enroll in the startup school startupschool.org, just so they can get familiar with the language and the training and some of the principles of building a high growth startup. And so that's kind of the approach there. But and I recommend that the founders watch pitch competitions, because to me you get a lot of value out of that, because the judges ask the questions, and then you have to learn how to answer the question, and so I can tell you unequivocally, like if you say, well, if they ask you what's your competition, and the very wrong answer, that is no competition. And
right.
Then,
never say that.
Never say that. And so you have to learn these things, and then I remember this exit strategy thing, and so but why do you think they asked that exit strategy question?
Well, I think two things. They want to understand if you are in a position to make the money, especially if they're investing.
Yeah.
Your exit strategy means a lot of are you gonna find another company to buy you out? Or are you trying to keep this into like a family business? And then how long is that going to be? Will it take me to get my money back? So that timing is important. And then another thing too is that for founders, you have to know like why you're starting, and then like what is your plan of continuing on this business, because some founders they turn it over to be a CEO. Maybe they just want to get it started and sell it and then go do something else. But it's important for you to know what your strategy is, and they're testing you from the very beginning. Like, do you even know what you're trying to do? What is your end game? Because that's kind of how you work your way back, in my opinion. Where your end game is. So if I'm saying, I wanted someone to buy me, that's the first thing. I want another company to utilize some technology that will support them in growing their company out, and I'm totally fine with selling. Or I could go, if I want to be sold, that's a good opportunity. It gives investors their money back. But if I IPO and I go and build a public facing company, that comes with a lot of other challenges and even other money opportunities. So it's a lot.
Yeah, and I agree, and so definitely one of the reasons, because investors want to know when they can cash out or get they want to get it, and they want to know how you're thinking on that stuff. So that's important, and so that's the number one reason to listen to pitch competitions, and they're going on all the time. 2 or 3 a week. And then then when you apply for these these different programs, pitch competitions, you apply for these accelerator programs, you actually learn how to answer the question. But it's best if you go ahead and apply, or even just copy the application, so you can understand what the questions are, and then you can learn how to answer the questions, and because a lot of times. Because I know in my journey, I applied for hundreds of programs, and hundreds of pitch competitions, and I got selected to participate in very few of them, and I realized, as I was learning and doing other stuff, I found out that I wasn't even answering some of the questions correctly.
Yeah, that's true. That's why it's important to have founder friends too, to double check and give you a fresh set of eyes, because they probably have done it before.
Yes, and that's what's important. Dr. Winborn is in the audience, and so like I may have to get her to do some information mapping on some of the startup stuff, where kind of simplify it a little bit to help people understand it a little better and kind of key in on stuff. I don't have all the answers, and I don't think you have all the answers. But I do know you have to keep working on what you're working on, and that's the only way you're going to learn. And you have to, So and even, working with all these startups, I'm learning a lot. And even with the nonprofit, you know, the stuff we're doing with the nonprofit to support the founders, I'm learning stuff that I can use to help my business as well. So it's because our nonprofit is a startup as well, as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely. You
Yeah,
guys are amazing. Just
yeah,
I appreciate everything you guys do. And for all those people in the audience, like definitely keep going, stay inspired. Your idea probably won't be the same idea when you first start. It'll evolve, and that's okay. And don't be afraid to share what you're working on. Because I guarantee you, even if you were to tell people what you were doing, not many people will have the energy to continue to show up and put in the work to execute it. So
oh yeah,
don't use that to hold you back.
oh yeah, and so the deal is and a lot of people don't understand, why it's important for us to be here to support the founders, because the deal is that there's money out there to support founders. And so let's say, our woman founders here locally, if we could ultimately end up getting funding like they do in Atlanta for a lot these programs that are just for women.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's important that we lay some foundation and establish these connections to kind of help move things forward. And so programs, a lot of programs in Northwest Florida has been for veterans. So we can get more funded programs, and to help founders, and there's more money coming. And so the founders, they need to just get ready, to take advantage of some of these opportunities.
Absolutely.
All righty. So you got any what kind of words for us like you did last time?
Words of wisdom. Just keep showing up, and I'll see you at work.
All right, fantastic. So yeah, and so everybody out there, we do office hours every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. And that's your opportunity to ask questions. And we also, if you just want to come over and work on your startup, we'll be glad to entertain that as well. So we can do that. And then we are close. I'm hoping by the end of next month we'll have our first version of a no-code AI application. We got the web, application kind of running, and we just got to get it all packaged, and that'll be another tool you all can use to kind of build the AI for your stuff without being a coder and stuff. So
I'm coming over. I'm gonna make an appointment. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to make a visit.
Yeah, so there's no appointment required. We're there from 1 to 3, and we have some people come online and some people could come in person. So everybody's welcome. All righty, that's all I have for today.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming. And I was looking at the chat, and here we must have forgot a question or something.
Oh.
Yes, because I'm here. Hi, Didi. How are you doing?
Hey, how are you? I'm doing good.
Good. Patrick Rooney has asked, what is the core thought or belief that kept you persisting despite all the hours and challenges? I think this will be a great one to end on.
Yeah, so innovation is the most important thing that we can do to sustain ourselves in the future. It's a future proof. And so when I learned how important innovation was to the future of our human civilization, I just had to be there, and I had to be a part of the ground floor. So it's like the 90s all over again. Now you have Web 3.0, and now you're getting to build this new way of decentralized software application, and I'm all about it. So yeah, the innovation piece is what keeps me going. I'm just fascinated by the opportunities to solve problems in just different ways. So yeah, you gotta just keep believing in yourself and believing in your core purpose. And while you're here on this earth, while you're walking it, you might as well help some people along the way. So.
Oh, great answer. I really appreciate that answer.
Yes, thank you for that question to the
Yeah.
audience.
All righty. Well, thanks again, Dee Dee, and
Yes.
we'll see you on our next pitch competition for the judging, and hopefully we can get some more interaction going with with you and some of our founders.
Yes. Oh, can I do a quick pitch? We're
Sure.
having a Baldwin County, because you're not too far from Pensacola, we're doing a how to future proof your life event, and I'm doing a couple of giveaways. Our how to manage your planning like a boss and your pressure like a boss giveaway. So I'll share that with you, Lloyd, if you can just
Yeah.
drop a link.
Yeah.
It's another networking event. We're COVID safe, but we definitely want to start getting out and meeting people. And so if you're interested, come and join us.
Yeah, I'll do a post on the Startup on the Block so folks can actually see it. Yeah, I've been seeing your post on that, so we'll definitely share it. All right, you take care and you have a good night.
Everyone.
All right,
Okay.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.